We've been reporting on this from day one. Vince McMahon finally officially under federal investigation by the DOJ. Put it up full mass. Took them long enough. The horrific sexual assault and sex trafficking allegations that we've reported on right here on Indisputable since day one against former WWE boss Vince McMahon, well, takes another turn thanks to the Department of Justice. In a sealed filing today, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York presented material to the federal court of a probe that they have opened into McMahon, World Wrestling Entertainment, and the WWE's ex-head of talent relations. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. This has now put a stay on the explosive case from former WWE staffer Janelle Grant. We reported on this. This is a civil case. Because of this, that civil case is paused. On the years of assault and abuse she was allegedly subjected to by McMahon and others at the organization. That pause could last several months, I hear. A separate filing Thursday from U.S. Attorney Damian Williams' office made it pretty clear the government is not just dipping its toe in these potentially toxic waters. However, 5 months after Janelle Grant filed her terrifying allegations against McMahon, it was extreme. WWE and others, her attorney confirmed the DOJ long anticipated move is significant enough to stop the initial case in its tracks for the time being. Quote, Ms. Grant has consented to a request by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York to stay her case against Mr. McMahon, WWE, and Mr. Laurinaitis, pursuant to a pending non-public investigation, said Grant's lawyer and Callis in a statement to Deadline. We will cooperate with all appropriate next steps. McMahon's lawyer sidestepped the footprint in the case by the DOJ. We remain confident the evidence will prove Ms. Grant's allegations are false and her complaint is nothing more than a fabricated, vindictive narrative from a disgruntled former girlfriend, asserted Jessica Rosenberg, partner of Kesowitz Benson Torres. Now, naturally, that's what McMahon is going to say. Let's be very clear now that the feds are investigating all the evidence that they need in order to win the civil case will be handled by the federal government. Absolutely. We will pause our case for you to get all the evidence we need to really get the justice we were seeking. Reminder of Ms. Grant's case against McMahon, filed on January 25th and almost immediately attacked by McMahon's team. Grant's graphic lawsuit says she was violently assaulted, repeatedly, and abused in other ways by McMahon from 2019 to 2022. Additionally, Grant claims she was trafficked across state lines to other WWE executives and even to unnamed WWE superstar for sexual purposes. Grant and McMahon agreed to a $3 million payout in 2022 to keep her allegations about McMahon from becoming public. That included an NDA. The plaintiff held up her end of the deal, Grant's suit says, but McMahon only paid $1 million. You know he's Donald Trump's friend, okay? He only paid $1 million. For that, and as a consequence of going public, Grant is seeking to have the NDA invalidated, among other measures. It's called non-performance of the contract. Contract has been breached. There's more. Even before Grant's lawsuit, McMahon was already under the microscope in a settled internal investigation 2 years ago by the then Endeavor on WWE for millions in hush money payments to various women, now including Grant. That probe was shuttered, but in the summer of 2023, WWE admitted that things weren't over, noting related government investigations remain ongoing. The company revealed in an SEC filing last year, a search warrant had been executed against McMahon and the company, and a federal grand jury subpoena had been served on McMahon's empire completely going down. All right, Jackson, this has actually been like a long time in the making, a drip, drip, drip. And now all of a sudden, DOJ officially investigating.
Long time coming. I just got to say, Vince McMahon looked like them ghosts from Beetlejuice when they pull their heads back, like from Will Smith, from the Men in Black, that Roach. When he came in, he pulled his head back and his wife passes out. But just embrace your age, man. People get old. It's okay, man. Just embrace it. Not everybody gets to get old. You know what I mean?
Right.
But no, yeah. But yeah, just another example of a man who thought that his luck was never going to run out. And in a lot of ways, you know, powerful people taking advantage of their power, that's never going to go away. It's always going to be a thing we have to contend with. But I do think that the culture has shifted in a favorable way, like the Me Too movement up until now. Like when I was growing up, for instance, like misogyny in urban culture was just like, it just was the way of life. So much so to where it impacted everybody. Now we're seeing it's like, oh no, maybe we should respect women as human beings. And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like that snowball effect has continued to roll. And I think that if we keep our foot on the gas, we can continue to make positive progress. Because even in my lifetime, we've come a long way.
That's right, brother. It's called raising the collective consciousness by raising our individual consciousness, making ourselves more aware to each other and with each other.